The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
街の散歩にはピストル、棒電源がない。ミリテクセキュリティはあらゆる場面で止まっている。
Pistols are rocking in the city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for everything.
天气不错，本月夜之城平均温度一直保持在人物舒适范围内。建议连长不要吃好饭。
The culted musical corporate wars is back in theaters near you.
오늘 공개 오염 정보는 자주적입니다. 노약자 여러분, 야외 활동을 자제하시기 바랍니다.
At all nature hospitals, from the very first stages of food production, we bring biology that even Mother Nature will try her freshly developed ideas in a tongue that all
酸液空气建议患有呼吸系统疾病的朋友留在室内。
NCPD の管轄外エリアに立ち入る際は常に防弾ベストの着用を推奨します。 Organic food continues to be a major cause of abuse. Do not eat unlabeled candy.
像其他领域使用武器是出售第二次凶案的保护类型。
Where there's smoke, there's voice.
Enjoying the weather? Average temperatures this month in Night City have remained within human safety levels.
다른 적자라는 대로 조기를 사용하는 경우 수정법 제2조의 보호를 받을 수 없습니다. 또는 미리 전자조작 피해를 입을 수 있습니다.
Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat from unlabeled cans.
今日空气污染达到紫色预警级别，建议年长居民不要前往户外。所有人使用武器强行操作是违法的。
Need a push in the right direction? Data terms are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the background.
Get the latest trusted source on Night City, only on N50.
车主请注意，在非指定区域用车可能会遭遇盗窃或电子入侵。
Mix it up with romantic war. 16 romantic flavors of the mix. 방생이なんてやるだけ無駄。夫婦の危機を救えるのはミスタースタッフだけ。
All right. It looks like we're on. What about we say hi, Julie?
Hello, everyone.
Say it like you mean it. Come on, Julie. I need to make my bread and butter, so.
Ah, jeez. Well, you want me to do like a YouTube intro, like if we're about to play a video game?
Of course. Just make sure you don't have a ukulele apology video afterwards. Yeah.
Not a good word, just a loser.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, or whenever you're watching this, and welcome to another episode of Sir. This is an interview show, podcast, where I, the host, himmchinquiry, interviews VTubers, big or small, on who they are, how they became VTubers, and how VTubing impacted their lives. VTubing being where a person uses a virtual avatar generated by computer graphics as an aesthetic to do anything they want online. But to tighten the show's scope, we will be focusing on the creators, the content creators and streamers. But now we here to, my apologies. Now here we aim to abide by oral history methodology, so expect some level of chronology and narrative structures. But if we're everywhere with everything at once in this session, then so be it. At some point during the interview, we will be polling community questions for our interviewees, so watchers think long and hard for that, and be wary to keep it within chat guidelines found in the description below, and please save them for when such a session begins. Finally, if there are VTubers that wish to come on the show to share their stories, send a message through the email also down in the description below, or find it on this channel's About page, and I'll see to schedule you in. The only qualifications as of now is having a model level following and experience in some level of content creation, whether it be streaming or prepared content. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the interview. Today, we need to bark for a wolf girl named OhJooli. So, Julie,
yeah, that's right.
Say something weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. If I had $1 for every time I think about you, I'd have $1 billion. Wait, no,
Wow.
you said something weird. Not raising up chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that sounds a little stalkerish, not gonna lie.
Oh my, are you sure?
Thinking of me 1 billion times? Yeah, Lord,
I mean,
that's
I
nightmarish.
know, that's a lot. No, it's not that. It's not that
So
much. It's not like it's
obsessive you
infinity,
are.
you know. It's not like it's infinity. Come on now.
Still 1 billion.
It's not that. It's not that much. It could be. It could definitely be more.
When was the last time you buried something?
Hmm?
When was the last time you buried something?
Let me see. Let me look back. Wait, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That was a fish. Hold on.
Oh, a fish? The ultimate crime. The ultimate cover-up. The ultimate
Wait, actually,
euphemism.
no, that wasn't a fish. That was a turtle. I don't know that was a turtle. Never mind. Bury something. Maybe back in elementary school.
Back in elementary? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like back in elementary.
Uh-huh.
No. The beach. I buried my sibling. Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you
Yeah,
a dog?
Why you say? You see,
Yeah.
I am a hybrid,
Yeah?
so I could choose to be a dog if I could choose to be a dog if I want to,
Choice is important.
But yeah, but my dad was a hybrid and my mom was a human. I don't know how they made that work, and they had me. But I think when I'm in a pretty good mood or I'm pretty excited, my ears pop out.
Uh-huh.
I do have a tail, but it really rarely pops out. I think I'd have to be super excited for it to pop out, but we can talk about that another time.
All right. Sounds good. You know, Julie, St. Bernards only came to existence in the 17th century. Did you know that?
I did not. Is it because like where they're from? Is it where they're from?
Mostly,
That they came to light?
mostly when the breed finally got bred into its specialty of saving people. Have you ever rescued someone? Huh?
Rescue someone.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Cool.
Yeah, I saved a kid at the beach, not at the beach, at the public pool. This is when because I didn't learn to swim until I was like 16. Thank my parents for not, no, actually, no, not my parents. My grandfather thought it'd be funny to throw me to the deep end of the pool at my first Disney World visit to teach me how to swim for the first time. And that's why I didn't learn to swim until I was like 16. But yeah, there was a little kid that didn't know better and went down the slide in the deep end of the public pool, and I had to go over there and save him. And dude was like grabbing my hair, grabbing my shirt, everything, just to stay above water. I'm like, bro, relax. Nobody told you to go on the slide.
Mm-hmm. You know, that phenomenon does happen where a drowning person is very dangerous to where they can actually drown the rescuer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just become their lifeboat at that point.
Exactly. until you sink.
And then start
anyway.
floating.
Anyway, so Julie, who are you as a VTuber? Pronouns, occupation, description of the most recent meal.
So pronouns, she, her, but I don't think my followers believe that because I do so many voiceovers from TikTok and they don't even know what my real voice sounds like.
Yeah.
Occupation, professional sleeper. I sleep 12 plus hours a day. Oh, my most recent meal. I've had this for breakfast for like the last 4 days. A buttered toasted bagel with bacon and an iced mocha latte.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I still have half of that bagel, sitting here right next to me. So
Nibbling. You're nibbling.
looks pretty appetizing.
Yeah.
Oh, looks pretty appetizing, but it can wait.
Yeah, I see. So Julie, what's important about being a VTuber?
What's most important about being a VTuber? Honestly, it's like not getting sucked up into other VTubers. And what I mean by that is not comparing yourself to them. Because, you have your own growth path. They had their own growth path. And even if you do enjoy like bigger VTubers or whether you enjoy smaller VTubers, comparing yourself to them is like one of the biggest things to not do. And it's really important. The occupation. Because you can just get sucked into that and you can become really unmotivated to even become like to be a VTuber. So honestly, that's like really important to being a VTuber and just having fun with it. and making sure that your chat or like your viewers and your followers can just interact with you. It's way more fun to interact with a VTuber than it's way easier and more fun to interact with a VTuber than it is for like on a person on a webcam.
Mm-hmm. Why do you use a model?
Oh my gosh. Do you want like the whole story starting from TikTok?
Tell me the whole story. That's what we were talking about just a few minutes ago, so why not? Let's unravel it just at the front and center of this interview.
All right. So starting out on TikTok before I was a VTuber, right? I got inspired by Kat Liente. She's a streamer. She is a streamer and streamer tips TikToker, and she streams as well. I was inspired by her, and I started making my own streaming tips and tricks videos on TikTok, and I got to about 250 followers before my account got banned for apparently looking underage. TikTok then proceeded to delete my account after 90 days and then email me saying, hey, we can't find that username. By the way, if your account's been banned for more than 30 days, it's probably been deleted. And now I honestly don't trust TikTok because I had to submit my ID to them to get the account unbanned. So I was like, So if they're saying that I look underage, honestly, I feel like my viewers might honestly think that I'm underage. I was like, what can I do to counteract this? Like, what can I do to like not have to worry about other people thinking that I'm actually underage when I'm not? And I was like, let me become a VTuber. It's been a minute. I've been a PNG tuber like maybe like once in the past. I think I did like one stream and then never again. And then I was like, no, like let me seriously think about becoming a VTuber again. And I don't know like when it just I don't know exactly when it clicked, but I did try and start a new YouTube like a new TikTok account doing streaming tips and tricks again. And I was like, wait a second. It's more fun to do the voiceovers. It's more fun to be more relatable to people and not just, hey, I'm a streamer and here are some tips, but more so I'm a VTuber and you can relate to me, whether it's like what I've had for breakfast, like what I've done for the last 3-4 days, how long I've slept, like how frustrating playing video games is. And being more of a relatable person and then being a VTuber on top of that for the chat interactions was just sounded like a good idea. And I am making it work and I'm growing from it.
Oh. You've experienced a lot of growth since then?
I think so. I mean, it was slow at first. I became unmotivated because I just think my I wasn't getting like as many followers as I was hoping to grow from. But I switched it up a little bit and I was like, you know what, let me find something that works. Let me become more relatable. Like how relatable am I actually am to my followers and my viewers, especially when I stream. And I was like, okay, the voiceovers are pretty funny and they're really relatable and I can video edit. So let me just, redo that. And then alongside that, I actually decreased how often I was streaming because I was streaming 3 times a week and I decreased that to 2 because, mental health matters, and increased the time that I spent on content creation, which is super important because people learn who you are, not from you constantly streaming, but the content you make, how you make them feel, how you relate to them. And so, I have experienced like a pretty decent amount of growth, especially weirdly enough on Instagram, which I really didn't think I was going to get any traction on that app, but I'm upwards of almost 500 followers on Instagram. And then my YouTube and TikTok are a little bit stagnant right now, but I'm letting them do their own thing. And I'm like, okay, whichever has the most growth is what I'll focus on, what I'll bring more quality content to. And as my other socials stop the stagnating and actually start to, grow, then they will also get a little bit of self-care like how Instagram will.
All right. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that you are a introvert, or you. How would you describe your social? How do I say? How do you describe how you socialize with people?
Mm-hmm. I think I do it very awkwardly. I just pull stuff out of my imaginary hat and see where it goes and see how people react to it. And if they react positively to it or they react how I would react if somebody did the same thing to me, then I am a happy camper. Like, for example, some of my Instagram posts are kind of sus. And so people respond back to them in a sus manner. I'm like, oh, yep, that's a friend. That's a friend. That's a friend. And then I just respond to it, and we just get like a whole conversation going in my comments.
Wait, is that it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought I lost you for a moment. I thought I missed something there. Okay. So
I think I have that kind of voice where it's like if I think the way that I end how I talk sounds like I'm about to continue. So that's probably what happened just then.
I got that. Does the model help with your socialization, or pretty much like talking with people?
It does. It makes me a lot more comfortable. It makes me a lot more comfortable, and it's like it's way more nice because I can make goofy faces when I'm not talking on stream. So I can make goofy faces and people not know what goofy faces I'm making.
I got that. You always want to have that little bit of secrecy. Who knows?
Yeah.
I might be putting my tongue at you.
Yeah. I might be doing some face paint right now. You wouldn't know.
Hey. As long as it's culturally sensitive.
Just slowly doing clown face paint.
Exactly. Oh, how horrible. What are you, clownist?
The world may never know.
You
may never know.
We may never know. Since the last time we talked, when did you start? Wait, no. Since the last time we talked, how many collabs have you organized or lined up on?
I'm not gonna lie, this is the first like official one that I've done because I'm gonna be honest. As I said, I'm an introvert, and there are days that are just not my day. And if I like put a collab up or like schedule one, I don't want to say that I'll do this. Like I don't purposely sabotage it to not show up, but I get so like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, something's gonna go wrong. I can't do it. Like it's not that kind of day to do a collab, and I end up like telling them a day before. I'm like, hey, I can't collab anymore. I'm sorry. And then I feel horrible about it.
Can you still?
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I got out of bed at 1:25. And
I feel that.
when you sent me like the link to like the link for my model, and I was like, bed.
You dare reconsidered your appointment with me? How dare you? How dare you?
No. No, never.
I got that.
But I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that I wouldn't have to get out of bed.
Huh?
I wish I had like my PC. I wish I had my PC on wheels, but it's just not gonna happen.
Oh,
but I mean, I'm here. I'm having fun.
Maybe you can invest in one of those carts that teachers that don't have a homeroom or a classroom use in between classes. Hope you know what I'm talking about. Like they're like mobile podiums, and underneath there's like a big space where they can put a bunch of like files or a cabinet under.
Oh yeah. Gosh, I think I remember teachers walking around with those everywhere in high school, like to the gym, to the auditorium, back to their classroom, to another teacher's classroom. Yeah, I remember those.
So, how did you get your model?
I got my model off of Etsy. I was actually super lucky because I was about to spend a few grand or like do a payment plan on a completely custom model. But I was like, I don't have a job. Where am I even going to get that money from? And so I was looking around on YouTube, and like I found a YouTube video, and I was like, hey, like, you want a cheap model? And I was like, yeah, I want a cheap model, but I want a cheap model that I can fully customize, you know? And I'm like, oh, well, here's one that's $25 on Etsy. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. And I saw like all the customizations, and I was like, big one, here's like a big one that I need. Can I change the skin tone? Because like, I just want a model that I wanted a model that I can relate to.
I got that.
And I think the skin tone was really important to me, because I definitely don't want to have a model where it's like the complete opposite and completely different than who I really am.
I got that.
Mm-hmm.
What other important features were you looking for in the model?
I think the customization was like the really big thing. Being able to relate to my model was the biggest thing. You know, loading up VTube Studio and then looking at her and being able to like think of myself within her and be like, you know, like I can really relate to her. Like it feels like my voice complements what she looks like really well, and it's really easy to relate to people. And then have like a little bit of her lore, like she's a wolf girl hybrid, you know, hybrid father, human mother. And then just having, you know, chat being able to interact with her, especially with head pads, and then her being a wolf, everything. And then I'm not gonna lie, my viewership on Twitch went a little bit cuckoo when they were like, oh my god, you like can become a wolf, because I was just a human at first, and I was like, well, I'm actually a hybrid now. And they're like, oh yeah, this is it, this is life, this is what we need.
This is as some circles say, Kino. I think that's the right word to say on this podcast. Kino, I think that's a problem. Yeah, whatever. You mentioned you referred to your model as her. Why is that?
Say that again.
You mentioned that you refer to your model as her, as like a separate. Is there like a cemented separation between yourself and the model, or is it? I mean, like, is the model like a different person from yourself?
I would like to consider her different, just because she has her own lore, her own family, and I'm actually in the process of potentially adding her sister from her lore to the stream. They're gonna look a little bit different, like the same, if you get what I mean. But they're both hybrids. But the sister's name would be so her name's Julie, and then the sister's name would be Julie. So like Juui. Yeah. So I wanted to separate me and her. Like I want to like relate to her in a way. It says she kind of looks like me, but she's still her own person. And then having her sister on as well. It's just like a great addition to her lore.
Would a custom model have the same feeling, or the same? Would you refer to a custom model in the same way?
That's actually a really good question. It's like getting this model and like having the ability to customize her just to look like me just a little bit, and then even giving her own lore. I feel having a custom model is going to really disconnect us even further. Like not in a negative way, but she's definitely gonna grow. She's definitely gonna grow as a character. If I were to invest in a fully custom model instead of one that is like shared by many people. But you know, I can easily tell that somebody's using the same model as me, even if they do have like a different hairstyle, a different skin tone, different eye colors. I could definitely tell, and it's definitely not a bad thing. It's more of a positive.
Is there? Oh, give me a moment. I just had a little bit of a tracking thing. Is there? Is Can you repeat what you said? My train just lost the building. I lost my train here.
Do you need some elevator music?
Maybe. So,
Wait, what did I say?
you said something about how pretty much how you felt about actually this. Yeah. How do you feel about people using the same model with their own customizations?
It feels really positive. Like I think it's really nice because like it's a cheap option. You don't have to feel down that the model is cheap. But like even if it is cheap, it's fully customizable and you can make yourself different than people using the same model. And people will know you for what your model looks like, what your model's lore is, and you know what you go by. And I honestly think it's a positive, even though there's so many people using the same model with different customizations. It's actually really nice and refreshing.
Do you worry if someone will take your style or take your model's customization and use it as their own?
It's possible. If they can match it really well, I honestly would applaud them. But they cannot take my personality away from me. That's one thing that they can't copy. So I wouldn't be worried at all.
I got that. What were some of the challenges you faced when starting as a VTuber?
Challenges as a VTuber. Honestly, the challenges were learning how to work her. Because once I did get her into VTube Studio, it's just a learning process. Like, see, you've taught me like almost like 4 or 5 new things that I didn't even know that I could do with my model. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a learning curve with her. And then I also just got this app called Shoost. So now I can make like cinematic videos and stuff with her now. So it's like it's very different. But challenges alongside just the getting the VTuber structured out is growth. Growth was really difficult at first because, as I said before, you get sucked into other VTubers, especially ones that are already established. You look at their style, you see like what kind of videos they're making, and then you waste like 3-4 days of 3-4 days out of your life trying to figure out how the heck they edit their videos, and you try and copy it, but like you can't copy a style. You could just learn from it and make it your own. Combine the styles of like 3-4 different VTubers and make it your own. Find what works for you. Find how you can relate on your own level to your followers and your viewers.
Mm. Are you are you worried about ever being called a copycat?
Nope. Not worried about being called a copycat, but I do. It's not necessarily a fear, but I'm sure it'll happen someday where somebody could just probably say, "Oh, you lack originality." I've seen this somewhere before. I'm like, well, yeah, probably. I mean, there's only so much a VTuber can do that's different than other VTubers. I mean, some things are bound to be the same. Like the video types that I make, that I post on my social media, are very similar to hundreds of other VTubers. But what's the only difference? The difference is my model. The difference is that sometimes even though I use a voiceover, I'll probably like replace it with my voice, or and then like as VTubers grow, you kind of get different people in your comments and different people to talk to you, and you just start to socialize. And I feel like some bigger VTubers don't do that, but like I can understand why they do that. They're really big. There's too many people to start talking to and commenting to, and you can only just do so much.
Of course. How much is too much, in your opinion?
Like followers and viewers?
I think so. We might as well go there. Yeah.
Okay. Honestly,
Like hypothetically, let's say you shot up with like 600 followers, and that results in maybe like 10 230 viewers?
Mm-hmm. It'd be a change, honestly, because my streams now like probably average like about 5 or 6, but honestly, it's more so lurkers. I've been told a lot that my voice is just very enjoyable to listen to, so I really don't get lots of chatters. But shooting up in viewership and having lots of chatters is definitely gonna not only probably lengthen my streams out to probably 2 to 3 hours, but it's gonna give me more content and more ways that I can actually make myself more of an enjoyable content creator to watch and to talk to.
All right. So do you think chat interaction is very important?
Oh yes, definitely. When I started streaming again, I realized that like as I'm streaming, I do really like look at my chat more than I focus on the game. And another cool thing with streaming is that streaming really takes away like my anxiety and anger towards how video games make me feel, and just having my chat there to talk to me, and even if they're just like hanging out or even if they're backseating, it's like I can be myself and I can be happy that there's people enjoying watching me and seeing how I react to games, whether it's something funny, whether it's something sad or upsetting. And like, these people are here, they're here to watch me, I'm entertaining them, so they're obviously here for a reason, so I'm going to give them what they're here looking for.
All right. What kind of content do you create?
So that's a great question.
What genre are you
in? Not necessarily a genre. No, actually, no. Let's put a genre on it. I think horror games are my thing. So I normally play Dead by Daylight and Phasmophobia. Sometimes I do some GTA 5 RP, but like honestly, I feel like when I play GTA 5 RP, my, as I say, ghetto side comes out. It's like the way I'm pronouncing words. And honestly, depending on what games I do play, my viewership changes, and I've noticed that my viewership changes to the game that I play. If I'm playing like GTA 5 RP, I'm more so getting like viewers that also play 5M, but they're like also role players as well. Say they're like gang members, or they've like been like they're either role play like gang members or EMS or police. I get more viewership of those kinds of people. When I'm playing Phasmophobia or Dead by Daylight, I get more people that understand that game more or are horror enthusiasts. And that's definitely something super important that I'm glad that I've noticed with my chat. I actually noticed this with a lot of my social media, that my viewership and my followers change over time, whether it's the way that they interact with me, whether it's like what they're commenting or how they're commenting.
Have you ever encountered any VTuber gangs while playing GTA?
Oh gosh, not yet, but I will be. Actually, no. I wouldn't be terrified. It'd probably be really hilarious. Because like, just imagine some VTuber gangbangers like in a 5M RP city, and they're like, "Yo, bro, ooh woo, like we're coming for you. We're coming for your gang block."
Yeah. Are you talking?
Oh no.
Okay. Your model's mouth movement, it just like throws me off. Like, what? Are you talking? No. No. Okay. Anyway, how do you come up with ideas for your content?
So I stalk VTubers.
Oh, I see.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I stalk VTubers.
You
I
sniff
stalk
them
their
out.
socials. I follow them everywhere. I try and figure out what they eat for breakfast, so I can find out where their power comes from. What their power source is, and then I take it and I post it on my social media.
Oh, I see.
But but yeah, honestly, there's this one VTuber that this is like why I bought this app called Shoost. Like it makes like more cinematic VTuber videos. But it's this VTuber called Shoot. Like their nickname is Shoot, but their real like username is longer. But I like how they make their videos, and I was like, I like how they make their videos. I probably can't get my videos the same way, but I am going to use the app that they use to give my VTuber more of a cinematic vibe, you know?
I got that. Is making your VTuber cinematic important?
Yeah, it like gives my VTuber a depth of creativity that I can't get from this specific model. Using that app gives her like a breath of fresh air, as if she was a fully customizable VTuber. Cause she like it's easier for her to like, you know, blend into the background and give herself like a bit of oomph and depth in how she looks. That's what that cinematic app does for me.
All right. How has your interaction with your audience changed over time?
I think it's changed just by the sheer amount of interactions that I have started getting. So there wasn't much interaction at first, more so just like follows and likes. But now it's grown to comments, and I'm not gonna lie, the comments, they're a little bit sus. But you know, if you just keep it funny and professional, you can definitely steer the kind of comments that you get on your content. So I always make sure to keep it positive. Don't respond to hate, and if you do respond to hate, respond to it in a positive way, or a way that they will feel embarrassed and then never comment again.
Speaking of which, I assume you encounter harassment, either on stream or online.
It's never happened in stream, but I honestly feel like in my comments, I just think it's like with the voiceovers that I do, like some of the sus voiceovers that I do, some people just get an idea of like, okay, maybe since she's posting this kind of content, maybe she's okay with me being flirtatious or trying to rizz her up. I'm like, bro, like you're trying to rizz up, don't try and rizz up a VTuber. Just stop, bro. Like go find a girl at McDonald's or something. Buy her like something off the dollar menu. Do not try and rizz me up. I mean, if you're gonna like buy me something off the dollar menu, that's different. You can rizz me up then, but like if you're not buying me something off the dollar menu, like don't rizz me up in my comments. Like, come on now.
Well, you heard it. You heard it, folks. You know the phrase. Don't meet your heroes. Don't rizz up your idols. This PSA was brought to you by McDonald's. But yeah, how do you usually deal with those? Do you like comment back with like a snarky remark, or?
Honestly, you know what? I will tell you. Hold on. Let me try and find one real quick. Let's see. Don't call me. Serious question. Doggy style means you get a treat after. Treat. Not that one. Like somebody's like, so like the thing is like, so like there's a treat after, like there's like this TikTok audio of something, R-rated, but some of the comments like I get, they're like, chicken nuggets, and I'm like, yes, you can buy me chicken nuggets as the treat. Some are like, can we have cookies? I'm like, sure. Or somebody's like, okay, but only if you're a good girl. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Is there food involved though? Or somebody's like, treats, head pats, and cuddles with lots of good girl praises. And I'm like, sounds like a dream for real. You know, like commenting positive stuff usually keeps it from getting worse. Like what I mean by worse is I mean more. What I mean by worse is inappropriate. When it gets too inappropriate, like where it shouldn't be a comment, it should be something that you shouldn't comment. But like keeping everything light and positive and just being friendly, I think really helps keeping negative or super inappropriate comments out of the way.
Sorry, I just had a sudden tech issue. I should be
good. You're good.
okay. I'm better now. I had a software update. Midstream software
those.
update. Yep.
Yeah, we need those.
Of
Can't
course we
function
do.
without those.
So I assume you haven't encountered any negative comments or negative trolls.
I have. They're not too bad. But they're easy enough. They're easy enough to redirect. So like one that I had yesterday was where I have like a video that says, good news, I found the source of my problems. Bad news, it's me. And somebody's like, yeah, it's probably the furry part. But that's just a hunch. And I was like, very original. I respond. I mean, I liked it and I hearted it, but I was like, very original. And then I put the skull face. That's usually how I redirect comments like those. Keep it positive, keep it funny. And they usually don't respond back after that.
Do you have any? Do you remember? Let me return. What equipment and software do you use as a VTuber?
Okay, so let's see. Well, my VTuber software, I use VTube Studio because this model is fully customizable through Live 2D. VTube Studio offers the expression editor, so I don't know if you saw this earlier while we were doing some testing, how my model did not look how she does now.
Yeah, I saw.
But that's how the expression editor works. Software, OBS. I use OBS because it just has so many different options, and then you can use Stream Elements on top of that. My software. Hardware. I have a Find mic. I used to have like the desktop mic, but it was not working too good because I never kept it close enough to my mouth to be usable. So I got a different Find mic with the boom arm, and so now it stretches all the way across my desk to reach my mouth. So that's awesome. And then I updated my webcam. I had a webcam, but I like to put my webcam USB, my 3.0 USB on my PC. So I had to upgrade it. I had to upgrade my webcam. So I just got like a Logitech 4K webcam or 1080p webcam. And then I just use like copyright-free music on YouTube when I stream, and I just put it in the background.
A good YouTuber I would recommend is White Bat Studios. They have synthwave music, all for free, copyright-free, royalty-free music. In the case you ever want to do like a little synthy kind of a theme,
I'll definitely give it a thought.
Just a little exchange of information from one VTuber to another. Speaking of one VTuber to another, would you say that there is a VTuber community, or is it just like a network of independent communities?
Thinking back to that, I honestly think it's a bunch. I think it's a bunch of different communities all sprawled out. Honestly, a VTuber community. I'm actually part of 2 VTuber communities right now. And it's like one's like the big EN VTuber Discord, and the second one's like this VTuber group. This VTuber group that I applied for. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
But I actually keep it really small. I mean, I chat with those 2 communities every now and then. And then I'm honestly, even though I watch VTubers pretty often, I honestly don't talk to many VTubers. Like I honestly don't collab, and I honestly don't talk to many VTubers. I just think it's like the shy parts of me. I just don't want to, let anybody down, and I just don't want to, I feel like I'll talk to a VTuber or try and collab, and then we just won't click at the wrong time. And I guess that's what I'm a little bit scared of happening with other VTubers.
All right. Would you say you're a lurker?
Oh yes, very much so. I'll just sit in your chat, listen to you, maybe like write fan fictions or something. But yeah, I'm a lurker.
When in doubt, lurk.
When in doubt, lurk and write fan
Exactly.
fictions. But yeah.
Oh, a fan fiction. What VTuber fan fictions did you ever? What spicy VTuber fan fictions have you written? Huh?
Honestly, if I had to, like, I've thought about it, but like, it's not like I'm gonna do it, But I would have to write. I would definitely write a fan fiction on the VTuber Kenji. Sometimes on some social medias like Sun Kenji, but bro is so funny. Like I love his cursed VTuber, and I love how the way that he interacts with his chat is that he's actually drawn out his chat like as this little stick figure, and he puts them into his animations that he makes, and it's really good. It's really great. If I had to make a fanfic, I would make a fan fiction about him and like make him go on some weird, wacky adventures with his chat. It would be great.
Yeah. Are there any content creators that you are inspired by?
The creators I'm inspired by, it would have to be Cat Liente. She's the reason why I started streaming again. So like actually going back a little bit further, I was in the army for a while, and I left because of a medical discharge. And when I got back home, I was like, I want to start. I had started streaming before I went, and I was like, I want to start back again. And that's when I was like, Cat Liente, I really like what she does, and not everybody in the world, knows who she is. So some people probably like all the questions that she has that she answers for people. Not everybody's able to get that information. So I was like, let me go out and get that information. And TikTok was like, no, you look like a 12-year-old boy. So have fun starting over on TikTok again. And I was like, okay, I will have fun attempting to start over on TikTok again. And then I became a VTuber.
I got that. Is that the only VTuber or content creator you were inspired by?
Yep. Honestly, yeah. I mean, aside from Cat Liente, I watched like a few Dead by Daylight content creators.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say my favorite one is JRM. So, he's a Dead by Daylight content creator, and I'm not gonna lie, I know PSA, race isn't important, but it's just something you notice, right? So he's from, I think he's from England, or no, he's from London. I don't know if there's a difference between those two, but he's from London. And I never saw what he looked like before, but I don't know why, but some British accents, they just sound like African people.
Oh.
No, like some London accents sound like from African descent, right? So I was like, yeah, he's African. And then I saw like a face reveal, and I was like, oh wow, you look nothing like as I thought you would look like. And so after I found out what he looked like, I was like even more interested. I'm like, bro, dude's hecka good looking, even if he wasn't who I thought he would look like. But like the content that he creates and the way that he's just hilarious and he just turns everything into a joke is why I really love him. So like, I have like my really funny content creators that I like to watch that give me a good laugh. And then I have the ones that are just like super chill into the game that just gives you like just guides and tips. And then there's like the more serious ones that are like actually give you help to be able to be a content creator in the long run and give you tips and ideas of what you should do to grow.
All right. Are there any positive aspects of being a part of a part of VTuber communities?
Definitely. The biggest one being how you interact with your viewers and your followers, especially your viewers like on Twitch. So most recently, I added like head pat redeems. I'm thinking of adding like a redeem where they can make my tail they can make my tail pop out of nowhere for no reason if they feel like that, or they can just slap a piece of bread on my forehead or something. And you can't do that. I mean, you could do that with a webcam, but it's just not as fun,
Bread doggy, butter dog, cat
Dog with the butter,
cheese cat. Yeah.
cheese whiz cat, cheese it
exactly. Ever thought of incorporating a cheese whiz can into your streaming video, into your streams, as an interactive or chat interactive?
I could definitely make that a thing where they're just
Go on.
or I would just call it. Don't laugh. Well, you can laugh because it's gonna be pretty funny. Call it cheese nut, right? I'll add it as a chat redeem called the cheese nut, and it'll just be the cheese, like the cheese can, and it's just the cheese coming out, and it's like like how mustard and like condiments come out of their bottles, but
exactly.
the cheese would come out that way, and it would just go all over my hair. Yeah, that's an idea. I mean, and I like cheese, but I only like melted cheese though.
How has being a VTuber influenced your personal life and growth?
I think it's made me a little bit more confident with who I am, even not having the webcam on anymore, but being able to talk more freely and more comfortably with my VTuber honestly makes me a little bit more confident in how I interact with people, like especially in my family, how I interact with my younger siblings, because when I first started VTubing, I really didn't go out and tell my family that I was VTubing, but like my little sisters came in and like, oh my gosh, who is that? And I was like, oh, that's Julie. You can say hi to her, you can talk to her, and they would just interact with my VTuber, and it was just like a beautiful moment. And I'm like, okay, this is like really important, because like it's important to me, and it's obviously important to them because they can interact with it as well. They're enjoying it. It's something different that they've never seen before, alongside me playing video games every now and then.
So your whole family knows that you are a VTuber?
Well, my immediate family that lives with me, yes, they do know. They've barged in on some of my streams before to give me some McDonald's.
The Julie extended universe. Yeah, grilled cheese included. Oh wait, you said McDonald's. McDonald's is really popping up a bunch on this stream. It's wild. But yeah, I mean, like, exactly, it's go to. How would you say anonymity is important as a VTuber?
Let's see. Well, since I already had a following before becoming a VTuber, it's not really big. I mean, I didn't like, go out of my way to make sure all my pictures of what I actually look like disappear. Like, people can still like look up this name, this username, this gamer tag that I have, and find like one picture of me, and it wouldn't matter because I'm confident in what I look like. But there are VTubers that they have their own personal reasons. Like, they don't want anybody to know who they are. They don't want anybody to like have an idea like what their age are, what they look like, who their friends are. And honestly, that's like VTubers, like for example, Iron Mouse. Like, nobody knows what Iron Mouse looks like. Nobody knows how old she is. People don't know her on a personal level. They just know her for her character, her persona, for her character that she's created. And it's not important. I don't think it's important at all, but it's important for some VTubers that want to just completely have the character laid out. That's their branding. That's who they are. They're not anybody else. There's like nobody behind the mask, you know?
Yeah. What skills have you obtained while learning how to be a VTuber?
I'd say aside from the technical skills about like learning how to use OBS and getting the VTubers set up, it'd have to be communication. Communication's a big thing. When I first started out, I really wasn't confident because what I was always worried about was how I look. Like what can, like people can like literally just not listen to what not listening to what I'm offering and how I'm trying to entertain them just because of how I look. And having like becoming a VTuber, my communication skills grew immensely. Being more comfortable and safe and happy as a VTuber, other than how being on the webcam where I can't make weird goofy faces for no reason because not everybody's going to understand why I'm doing that. But yeah, communication is definitely the biggest, most important thing, most important skill that I've come to grow with as a VTuber.
Where do you see yourself as a VTuber a year from now?
I think I honestly I see myself where I am now. Maybe my following and my viewership may be a bit bigger, but I'm still gonna, go out of my comfort zone, be who I've been since day one, since I started streaming, and continue to interact and grow and be as entertaining as possible.
All right. What are your current goals?
Honestly, I honestly want to get to 1,000 viewers on TikTok so I can start streaming on there. And I want to get I honestly want to get a bigger viewership over on Twitch, just so my content can honestly get better, because yeah, I do make some jokes every now and then in my streams, even though my following is really small and my chat isn't really part of like what my content is. Like honestly, I've probably only had like 2 or 3 videos of really good moments from my stream that include my viewers, and I feel having like the bigger viewership would be really like help with growth, because then my chat can feel like they're more, they're the reason that I'm streaming. They are the reason that I'm streaming. I enjoy it because of them being there, but I feel they'll feel even more special and more important when they can be part of my content.
So you're aiming to increase interactivity in your streams?
Definitely. Definitely.
And how important is interactivity? I think we already I think I asked this earlier, but let's go back to it again.
Yeah, it's super important because like as I somewhat said, like streaming, when I stream, it's like I don't have to worry about the game that I am playing. I have to worry about my chat and how I'm entertaining them, and if they're having fun, I'm having fun. And it's way different when you're streaming than when you're playing games with the stream off. Like with the stream off, you get frustrated. Like, there's sweats in games, there's trolls in games, and it's just like you're dealing with them by yourself. But with streaming, when you have your viewers and you have your followers watching you and seeing how entertained you are, it's like it's different. You're more happy. You're like, this game doesn't matter. This game is actually super fun because I have the ability to react in a funny and entertaining way, instead of how I would normally react if I was playing this game with nobody watching me. And I was like, nobody wants to see how I react with nobody watching this game, because it's not fun. It's not entertaining. It's kind of like, oh my God, like she's like raging at the game. But I'm like, I don't have to worry about raging on the game during stream because it's just more fun to have people watching. It's more fun to interact with people while you're doing something that you enjoy doing.
All right. So you mentioned that before in our chat, you mentioned that you are pursuing a degree in game development.
And since that time, I think I've changed. I think I've decided to change it again. I'm
Uh-huh.
actually probably gonna pursue my bachelor's in psychology. I'm just so tired of changing my degree program because honestly, the main reason I even went to school in the first place was for money. Because FAFSA, low income, brokies, you get money from the government to go to school, and I was like, I might as well. I mean, I've gone to school since I was like 5, so I might as well just keep doing it until I can't anymore, just for some free money. So I was like, you know what, just let me do something basic. Let me do something super basic, like get a degree in psychology. And I've always wanted to help people. And honestly, um, with being a VTuber and then having like a psychology degree, I could be a therapist on the side. Like I
Yeah,
be like therapy can be my main job, and then VTuber like the side hustle.
I got that. Side hustle and such. Uh, why? I mean, why do you want to pursue psychology? What inspired you to pursue the field?
Yeah. So growing up from a young age, like of course you grow up from a young age. Like you don't grow up from an old age. But I was bullied, and I felt alone in that. I felt alone in that time. And honestly, I don't like thinking that there's other people that have to deal with what I've dealt with. And, even if it's being able to help a few hundreds or thousands of people after getting that degree, I'm going to be making a difference. Like I'm making a difference right now as a VTuber. I am, getting these comments. I'm being part of people's days on social media, and I'm leaving an impression that may last a few seconds, or it may last a few years, but I'm definitely leaving one that it's super important, and I can do that with therapy and psychology.
Hmm, all right. So I assume you've always been interested in psychology.
Honestly, no, because I mean, I took like a psychology and like a childhood development class, like my freshman year, and I never really thought of it. But then, like recently, I was like, wait a second, like I really enjoyed that class, and that class alone kind of made me look back to how I was raised, how my siblings have been raised differently than me, and how I'm supposed to interact with them as an older sister. And I'm like, I've grown from it. It's taught me a lot that, everybody deserves to be treated with respect, no matter who they are. And, you should always grow as a person, whether you have your own mental stuff that you have to deal with, other people have to deal with it as well. And, you have to understand that. You have to know that, people all have their own issues, and you can't blame anybody for what they do, because they're dealing with their own thing. They have their own path that they have to pursue. You have your own that you have to pursue, and all you can really do is just hope for the best.
Hmm. What courses are you taking? Or are you planning on taking at least? It should be like summer right now,
hmm
so I assume you're going to hop back onto the coursework in the fall.
Probably, yeah, because I'm probably going to be switching schools again. But honestly, I think I want to take more I think I want to take another childhood development class. um Learning about youngsters is honestly really important in psychology, because whether you're a therapist or a psychologist that's going to speak to younger or older people, it's just really important to know the stages of development, how people grow, how their brain function like changes and flip-flops as they grow older, and stuff like that.
Hmm. Any other courses, or are you going to be? Uh, um, are you? Are there any other courses that you're going to be taking? Like, or are you just going to be rounding out some electives?
I'll probably be running out some electives because I already have like a bachelor's degree amount of credits already because I've just changed my degree program so many times that I've never actually finished a whole bachelor's degree. So I'm pretty sure I have like a bunch of classes that that might transfer over, but I'm probably going to be doing like maybe like a few classes that actually have to do with the psychology degree in total, but probably like some electives on the side, which those electives I'll probably do like reading, writing, history, or just like developmental classes.
I see. Are there any like are you going to be sticking with psychology, or are you looking at other paths?
I think I'm gonna settle on psychology.
Alright.
I probably should have settled on it like way back when I finished my associates, but I'm a super indecisive person. I'm always changing my mind. So I was like, you know what? I can't really do anything. I'm going to be indecisive forever. So I might as well settle with something.
What challenges will you, what challenges do you think you'll encounter while pursuing your degree?
Probably the mentality of all of it, because I myself have mental issues that I deal with, and I deal with them. I try and talk to family. I try to talk to like a therapist and everything, but there's only ever so much that you can do with yourself. And what I do with that is I gotta take it with a grain of salt and take it day by day. And I have to continue to think like, hey, even though I'm doing this for me, I'm also doing this for people that I haven't met yet. I'm doing this for people like anywhere around the world that need that extra push, that need that support that they aren't getting from friends and family. And I want to be that person that they can look to.
Mm-hmm. Have you streamed while attending college?
I have. So I still kind of am in college right now. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't taken a course since like December of last year. So I'm kind of taking a break, and my school has just been emailing me, hey, so like what's happening? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
And like, I was like, they're like, but you're not touching your classes, and I was like, yeah, I'm aware. I don't like these classes anymore, because like I was in an information technology degree, and I don't enjoy it no more. I just don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I do like though? Helping people, talking to people. Even though I am an introvert. Maybe I'm just an ambivert. Maybe, I don't know.
Ambivert. That's a new word for me. Ambivert.
Ambivert. Oh, it's like you can be you're fine being alone, and then you're fine being around people.
I see.
Best of both worlds.
Oh, like
so I learned that word too.
So like ambivalence is like supposed to be the prefix.
I think so. Yeah, I mean it's like best of both worlds, best of being an introvert, best of being an extrovert all together.
I got that. How was the school /life /stream balance?
Pretty simple, because it was 100% streaming and content creation, 0% school.
Uh-huh. Do you see VTubing as work?
I don't. I see it as like a side hobby, something fun to do. There are times where it's just, it's either like not my day or it's not my week, and I do feel like VTubing is a chore. I feel like content creation is a chore. When you start thinking of the elements like monetization and sponsorships and brand and like working with brands, then that's when the fun starts to get taken out of it. But when you think of it as, okay, I'm going to work with these sponsors to help like the less fortunate, or to help this certain group of people, and then the fun gets back into it, because when you think of it as helping others, it's more fun. Like when I started streaming again, I was at first streaming for myself because I found it fun. Then I was like, wait a second, people come to watch me, they're entertained by me, I'm honestly helping other people in their day-to-day lives, whether it's making them laugh, making them smile, taking them out of any situation that they're in that they don't want to be in, and giving them like a run, giving them a run for their day, and being a part of it and leaving an impression.
What does work mean to you?
What does work mean to me?
Yes.
Honestly, the word work means making money, which I'm very bad at doing because I have never held a job for longer than 6 months. I'm such a decisive person. I've never been with a job like longer than 6 months.
I mean, you're not missing much. I'm just saying, I've been working like 1 or 2 jobs every year. And that's like because I'm always like moving, but overall, in this economy, you're not gonna have like a lifelong presence or something. I guess it's just my pessimist bias talking.
Yeah,
Anyway.
definitely not. I've applied for like 40, 50 jobs. I'm still waiting to hear back because I'm very broke. I'm very broke.
Yeah, I got that before.
I'm on my last $10 right now. I'm hanging by a thread.
It'd be like that. Good luck with rationing that, my friend.
Yeah, and then I still went and bought Dunkin' Donuts to make myself happy. So, I mean, it ends well. It ends well.
You mentioned that you really like horror games. Like, really like them.
Well, it's
why do you like them?
I think it's just to get a workout in.
Yeah.
Get the blood pumping, get the heart rushing, and get the scary dreams and scared of the dark going. Like when I first started playing Dead by Daylight and Phasmophobia, I was terrified out of my freaking mind. I was going haywire,
I got that.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, hold on. Haywire. Okay. I had lost my train of thought. But I'm pretty sure my heart rate was upwards of like 120, 130 every single time I opened that game. And this is why specifically in Dead by Daylight, I only started out playing killer. I was terrified to play survivor. Looking back on it, I feel like if I attempt to think back on me playing Dead by Daylight in the past, I honestly think of it as like a nightmare, like a literal nightmare. Like if I was a survivor that had to worry about being chased by a killer with a big weapon to stab you with.
Yeah.
That's what it's like looking back on like Phasmophobia and Dead by Daylight. But it's like the rush of adrenaline. It's the exercise without having to actually get out of your chair.
I got that.
But yeah.
You remember your first horror game?
Oh, we're going. Oh, let's go really far back. My first ever horror game.
Hippocampus, please.
Oh yeah. I don't want to go that far into. I don't want to go that far into it, but we're gonna go that far into it.
Yeah.
I think it was Resident Evil on PlayStation 2. God, I like that game. I distinctly remember a nightmare I had about that game. It's really freaking weird. But the nightmare I had was like me being trapped in like, like an abandoned hospital's bathroom and a zombie being in the stall ready to, nibble at my ankles.
Yeah.
But that game, with that game, with the Resident Evil back on PlayStation 2, I remember it like you start out, you choose your character, they all have their different special abilities when you first start out. And I would always start out, I think, with the nurse. But you go through the map, and every time you die, you start all the way back from the beginning. And I don't know why I continued to get scared every time I started back over from the beginning. But I would start over from the beginning, and I would go through like this bar up the staircase, and I'm like, I know the zombie's gonna come out that window. I know the zombie's gonna come out the window, and I have to go up that staircase of where the window's at. What are we gonna do now? And I'd like just run past it, and I would scream. I would scream like my life depended on it, because I knew that every time I restarted this game that one zombie was gonna get me.
And what kind of specific themes or concepts in horror games do you find the most intriguing? Like the supernatural aspect of it, the psychological, or the survival part?
I think it's the psychological elements of it, because, let's see. It's like thinking about like how horror movies make you feel. There are just some horror movies. There are just like a bunch of jump scares, blase blase, like things like Conjuring, like the stuff like The Conjuring doesn't like scare me or bother me, but like movies like Malignant, which is like I can't tell you what the movie's about because I'll literally give away the entire plot. But that one was like a psychological. You would think that it was a ghost movie at first, but then it actually turns out to be a psychological movie. And then the movie Smile, that it just kind of leaves like a psychological impression on you. It's like these people's mental has been screwed. They're seeing things that they shouldn't see. They're being inflicted with thoughts that they shouldn't have, and that's scary. It is scary what the mind is capable of, and it is scary what it's scary what you're able to do to your own mind, and it's scary what other people are able to do to your mind. And I think that's what's really enjoyable in horror movies, not horror movies, in horror games.
I assume you still seek out horror theme experiences beyond gaming, like the aforementioned movies, books, haunted attractions.
I've never gone to a haunted attraction before. I think like the only like scarier horror attraction I go to is like the yearly fair that my small town has, where they have like that one, walk through scary thing. But it's not even scary. It's more so the sounds, because like it's like the loud ringing of bells and the loud screaming, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my ears are gonna fall off. Other than that, I really like rewatching scary movies. So like I like rewatching Conjuring and like those movies like with like the nuns and the psychological horror movies. Like there's one that I haven't watched yet that I really want to watch. I think it's like something with like some girl in like a barrel or something, but I don't remember what it's called, but I'll have to figure out what it's called eventually because I want to watch that one. But like psychological horrors are just like they mess you up. And like it's like they leave a long-lasting, lingering effect for a while, and I think that's what's enjoyable. Like instead of like the short-term jump scare here, jump scare there.
Uh-huh. Now, from our chat, you mentioned that you like to talk about weird things or like to be weird in conversations. Why do you describe yourself or describe your you talking about things as weird?
I think it's because I just don't have a filter, and this is probably how I've met a lot of friends, and then how I interact with people. It's like I don't have a filter, so it can get super weird. Like I'm cool with like getting super weird with somebody instead of super inappropriate, if that makes sense. Like for example, I had like a TikTok where it was like the girl was saying, if you were a frog and I were a frog, I would sit on a log with you. And somebody comments like, well, if you're saying we're both frogs, would you like sit on the log and croak with me? And I'm like, heck yeah, we're frogs. Like, of course we're supposed to do that. But then somebody comments like, oh yeah, I'll give you a log. And I'm like, no thanks. We could just sit on the log. Like we could just share a log as two frogs. Like it's nothing serious. But I feel like when I call it, being weird, because being weird is like being yourself with no filter, and not having to worry about somebody's like, you're weird. Like you shouldn't talk about that. Like that's taboo. Like you're weird for that. And I don't really like making people feel that way, because it's not right. because you would never be able to make friends, and you would never be able to like make somebody comfortable if you just were just like stereotypical. Hey, how you doing? Let's be friends. Do you like video games? Do you like McDonald's? Do you like Burger King? Like, what do you like? And you're like, bro, do you want to do something stupid in Minecraft? Like, fight some bumblebees or jump into ravines? Well, screaming random stuff, or like going into phasmophobia lobbies and saying like a weird joke just like as an icebreaker, and saying, hey, let's see if these people are like as weird as me, like if they're if they're welcoming, if they understand the joke or understand what I'm trying to say. And I think that's how you find like long lasting friends. The ones that are going to be weird with you, the ones that are like, oh, she's weird, but I'm weird too. Let's be weird together.
Why do you think you have no filter?
Why I have no filter? So I grew up with a filter. I definitely grew up with a filter. Having to be careful of what I say around people, or always worried about being judged. But as you get older, you realize like, okay, it hurts. What people say about you hurts just a little bit, but you have to realize if you're never your true self, then how you know who's true to you, and how people know if you're true to them. Yeah, if you're not yourself, then nobody will be themselves as well either.
I got that. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Wait, what was the question again?
Could you elaborate? The question is, why do you have no filter? Could you elaborate a little bit further?
Yeah, okay. Just starting out as like the fear, I think it's like the fear of rejection. So you always watch what you say, and then you start to observe people, and you're like, okay, they're acting this way, they're saying these kind of things, they like these kind of things, so you should only talk to them about what they like, what they're talking about, and like nothing about what you like, nothing about what you're interested in. And what that does is that creates like an untrue friendship where it's like one-sided. It's not really about both of you, it's only about them. And not having that filter is really important, because you like, okay, I'm being my complete and true and honest self, and if they don't like it or if they're not into it, they can easily just walk away. Or I can convince them that the weird side is actually pretty cool and fun, and then they can be themselves around me and they have nothing to worry about.
I got that. Is VTubing weird?
VTubing isn't weird, but you want to know what I do find weird? Is charging people $3. I don't know if you've seen the video, but charging people $3 for a VTuber concert.
Oh, that one.
Did you see? Did you see the meme? Oh my goodness. VTubing's not weird, but like charging people for a concert, I think is.
Are you talking about like that's the in case anyone knows, there was a recent convention concert where a VTuber pretty much put on a show. However, the how do I say, the model rigging was not up to par, and not able to express the VTuber's movements very well. So as a result, it was a very stiff and a little unexpressive concert. At least in the let's keep that as in the most like gentle of descriptors.
I think the people that made the memes about it did a very good job about being able to explain the breaking and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, that makes it. I think so when it comes to VTubing, what makes it weird is like doing things like that and making people pay for it. Like it's like as a VTuber, it's not weird to make VTuber covers of songs. It's not weird to you know, make funny videos of your persona and stuff like that. Like that was like, oh, that was kind of funny. That was honestly really funny. And I found that a little weird, even though it was funny.
Would you say the same thing for HoloLive? Or whenever HoloLive has a concert?
Honestly, I couldn't say. I've never really seen a HoloLive concert. But the way that I don't know how to explain it. It's like I don't think concerts are really necessary. I mean, I really like when like VTuber groups or agencies they have their VTubers doing like covers or they have them singing live like during their streams. But like honestly, I don't think people paying for it is like cool. I mean they make I mean I'm not sure but if it goes for all of them, but like they have enough fun creating content and you know collabing, and I don't really necessarily think that making people pay for a concert is like collabing. I think that's just another way for the agency themselves to make money and not the actual VTuber.
I got that. Hmm. Give me a moment. My script kind of went out of whack, but actually, yeah, I think we can. All right, okay, I am. Julie, you thirsty?
Oh yeah, let me.
Yeah, yeah. You want a drink? I'd recommend a drink. Considering your response there. I'm stopping the stream until you have a sip of whatever you're going to be drinking right now. Anyway, you know the drill, people. As we hydrate and stretch about, because my lower back is definitely getting the rumbly pains. Ask away your questions. So yeah, I already saw that Mouse-chan has a couple. So we're going to just give it another like maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, and we'll start answering.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Actually, if you don't mind, if I want to question, what's the difference between like a VTuber performing a concert and I remember recently Iron Mouse had a Q&A with what was his name? Sea Dog, from Trash Dogs or Trash Taste, from the Trash Taste podcast. So yeah, what's the difference between the two of those?
Honestly, I just think it's making people pay for it. So like it's different for VTubers or groups of them to collab and create songs together and then allowing people to like, you know, listen to it. And it's different to also just like put like samples, like live samples out there on their socials and stuff. But it's just making people pay for a concert. Like because what's going to happen is that they're paying to see it on a screen, but you're gonna offer your following anyway to see it free like on a screen.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should be making people pay for that if they're gonna put it out on their socials anyway eventually.
Is there like a difference? There's are you familiar with the Vocaloid Hitsane Miku?
So that's the green-haired girl, right?
Yeah, green, blue, whatever her hair is.
It's
at this
something.
point. It's something. As far as I know, it's pink also. But ultimately, what would be the difference between a VTuber concert and a Vocaloid concert? Do
Yeah,
you?
the difference,
Yeah.
the difference between that is that Vocaloid actually has live music producers. They have people actually at those concerts playing um the music for the Vocaloid for the Vocaloid concerts.
Mhm.
So not you're paying to see the Vocaloid sing and dance, but you're also paying to see very talented people show off their skills for Vocaloid.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. All right. I think I'm going to be taking chat questions now, or reading off the chat questions. Mouse Chen writes, I'm going to do it one at a time. Mouse Chen writes, how long have you been streaming for on Twitch?
So I've actually been streaming on Twitch since last November. So from I think it was like November to mid December, I was, doing the streaming tips and tricks on TikTok, and then I would just stream video games. But then I had went to the army upwards of to February before I got my medical discharge, and then I had stopped, and then I started back up again. I got my account banned, then started back up again. So yeah, so it was like a start and stop process. But I also used to stream years ago, and I think I only did like once or twice because I couldn't figure out how to use OBS, and then I just gave up, and then I just started back up again.
I got that.
So, so in total, like maybe like 6 months, maybe like not consistently, but in total like 6 months.
I got that. And also from Mouse Chan, what has been the hardest challenge to grow your channel?
The hardest challenge to grow is utilizing your social media properly, finding what works, finding what doesn't work. I still haven't figured this out myself, and I'm a really bad example of it. I'm posting content that I've seen once or twice, and I'm just sticking to it and not really changing it up. And I honestly really don't go back into my analytics often to see which of my content is working and what I should upload more. I get off track really easy. I get off track really easily, and I'm just like, oh well, I guess I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, and then I don't do it tomorrow. So consistency is really a challenge to growing, and then looking at my analytics is really a challenge too. I just never give myself the time to do that. I never give myself the time to change up the content that I am doing. Maybe I just fear change. Maybe I just fear my content changing because if something works, you stick to it. You don't change it, but you have to change. You have to make some changes to grow better and over time.
You're worried that you'll give me a moment. Do you worry that you will be absorbed or caught up in analytics?
Yes, if I look at them too much, I honestly feel that I will, and I'm pretty sure that will be really detrimental to what I'm already putting out. Like I'm like, oh, this isn't working. Like it's not good. Like for example, I've changed my hashtags for my socials about like 6 times already, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's like the hashtags, or maybe it's like my video quality, or maybe it's just like I'm too small, or maybe it's just how I'm portraying myself on social media. Like, what's the problem? Like, why aren't I growing? And I just make one change here, see what that change does, and then make another change if that one change didn't work, and then go from there. So I definitely make sure not to look at my analytics much and just make small changes, or just be like, hey, just be a little bit more simple with yourself. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt and just relax and just stick with something. See how it works. If it stops working, you find something new.
All right. We're going to be going through some final questions, mainly dealing with immediate and some words from you.
Alrighty.
As per usual, because you are an interviewee, and you do talk. I ask questions, you talk. Yeah. How's the script I sent you? Huh?
You mean like the questions you sent?
Yeah. No. The script. Have you read the script I've sent you?
Sent me a script.
Julie, have you been abiding by the script I sent you so that we have a structured interview?
Oh, you mean
No?
the questions you asked me?
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
folks, we are caught. I got caught up.
I thought that was just like I thought that was a pre-interview to see if I'm cool enough to be here.
No. Don't worry. It was preliminary stuff. Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's
like
just-
what if I was
I was
boring
just-
and then you're like,
No.
yeah, so
Alright.
OhJooli, about the interview, yeah, no. You have a good one.
My joke has fallen, and it refuses to get up now. All right. So, do you have any final thoughts or messages for? Do you have any final thoughts or messages you'd like to say to either fans, to aspiring VTubers, or even the VTuber community?
For sure. Honestly, you have to understand yourself before you understand your VTuber. Don't succumb to who your VTuber is, because you will definitely lose yourself, and you will lose motivation in being a VTuber. It's not difficult unless you make it difficult. There are days where you will be severely unmotivated. There'll be days when you want to give up being a VTuber and you want to give up content creation or streaming in total, and you have to push past those, and you have to take breaks. You need to sip some water, eat some cookies, maybe go on a 3 a.m. trip to McDonald's and sit in the parking lot, maybe cry a little bit, and that's fine. And then come back to your VTuber when you're feeling better. That's all I can really say. Just be yourself. Don't succumb to your VTuber. Your VTuber, you should keep it separate from yourself. Like, see yourself within your VTuber, but don't completely become your VTuber.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a stream that you like to promote?
One of my streams?
Yeah. An upcoming stream. Do you have that you'd like to promote?
For sure. I have one coming up this Friday. I'm probably gonna be streaming some Phasmophobia. As I said before, like all the way at the beginning, I'm probably going to lower my age limit for my streams and for my content, because I run into a lot of more kids than I thought I would. And then plus, I would also really enjoy my siblings and my family being able to watch my content. And so lowering the age limit and becoming a little bit more appropriate and family oriented, it's definitely important. And you can definitely grow an audience from, being appropriate and understanding to a different age group.
Mm-hmm. Are children an issue in VTubing, do you think?
Depends. It depends what kind of VTuber you are, because I saw a VTuber on YouTube that I was watching for content creation tips, and he said that he had adult workers come to him and ask him for content creation tips. I was like, huh? I was like, wait. I was like, that's really random from a VTuber. Then come to find out, it's an 18 plus VTuber. Like what I mean by 18 plus VTuber is they do adult stuff separately from their VTubing.
Yeah.
But they have the same branding for their VTuber as well as their adult work, I was like, oh, okay, that's definitely something where you have to be careful with kids. But like, the reason I made my stream and stuff 18 plus in the first place is because I curse a lot. I make a lot of sexual or suspicious jokes. And then when I was playing in like GTA 5 5M RP, if I'm around the gang members in that game, they say curse words and they would say like the N-word a lot. And with that, I'm like, oh, I either have to walk away from them in the game, because like it's not that it makes me uncomfortable. It's just that they say it a little bit too much,
I got that.
And that's like the upside to playing Phasmophobia or Dead by Daylight more, because you really don't really run into people like that most of the time. Well, you can't in Dead by Daylight because there's no voice chat, but in Phasmophobia there's a chance you might run into people like that, but that's okay. And with that, I'm like, well, yeah, I run into kids a lot more than I thought I would, and I was like, I should cater to them. Because if I cater to them, then I'm basically catering to my little siblings. And like, for example, one of my younger brothers, he loves Fortnite. And I was like, what do you think of me playing Fortnite on stream? He's like, if you play Fortnite on stream, I would watch you all the time. I don't even care if you're bad at it. I would watch you all the time. And I was like, oh man. I was like, okay. And I was like, if I cater to my siblings, like I can cater to like a really large age group. And even if I am catering to kids, I'm still catering to people that are older than 13. Even adults would still watch me. So what, I can't make the kind of suspicious jokes. So what, I can't curse, so what, I can't curse. That's okay. They'd be understanding towards it. They're here to watch me play video games and be entertaining, not to watch me curse and make sexual jokes.
Mm-hmm. How are you feeling right now?
I think I've lost about 4 pounds of water weight because I'm dripping in sweat.
Ah. How smelly?
No, not smelly, just very wet.
I see, very wet. You're wet. Like a dog.
Drenched in sweat.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah. I wish I can like excrete sweat through my tongue, but no, it secretes from my skin pores. So.
I got that.
Downside of being a hybrid.
I got you. All right, everybody. We will be concluding this episode of the podcast. Thank you very much for coming to the stream or the VOD. Thank you, Julie, for your time. I'm
No
sure
problem.
your bone needs to be dug back up, if you remember that. You do remember burying your bone earlier, right?
Oh, I forgot.
No. Yeah.
Who do I have this shot memory from? This must be from my dad. We'll figure this out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yes, we'll figure it out. So, you chatters and VOD watchers will be able to find links to Jolie's socials down in the description below. Check her out and subscribe. I'm going to be doing another interview in the next hour or so. So, see y'all later. Or see y'all then. Bye. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Jolie, you're going to say goodbye? I mean, like, it would
Bye,
be absolutely rude
everyone.
not to. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Stooches.
Bye.
In need of pushes in the right direction, data terms are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the background.
오늘 공기오염 경보는 자주색입니다. 노약자 여러분은 야외 활동을 자제하시길 바랍니다.
이거네요. 지도하고 무기력하시다고요. 이제 그만. 크로마티코의 16가지 새로운 맛으로 맥세라.
Be aware that using firearms against other road users is not protected by the Second Amendment.
산성미가 내릴 경우 호흡기 질환이 있는 친구들은 야외 활동을 자제해 주시기 바랍니다.
Don't be fooled by foreign propaganda. You get the latest, trusted scoop on Night City, only on N54 News.
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear bulletproof vests at all times.
ご家族指示に対する重機の使用は修正来日に補修されるようではありません。
Can a heart explode out of love? The cult hit musical Corporate Wars is back in theaters near you.
운전자 여러분, 주의해 주시기 바랍니다. 지정 장소의 주차 시 또는 미리 전자조작 피해를 입을 수 있습니다.
Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat from unhealthy hands. Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat from unhealthy hands.
Where there's smoke, there's violence.
Need a push in the right direction? Data terms are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the bathroom. Need a push in the right direction? Data terms are free to use.
LCD の管轄外エリアをで注意したら常に防弾ベストの着用を推奨します。
Enjoying the weather? Average temperatures this month in Night City have remained within human safety levels.
다른 운전자를 상대로 총기를 사용하는 경우 수정법 제2조의 보호를 받을 수 없습니다.
네가 뚝뚝 떨어지는 70도의 진짜 고기! 슬러터하우스! 본능을 충족시키세요!
Average temperatures this month in Night City have remained within human safety levels. A pistol for walking in a city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for every occasion.
酸饮引起，建议患有呼吸系统疾病的朋友留在室内。
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
本日の大気汚染量は紫です。高齢者の方はなるべく建物から出ないでください。
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times. A pistol for walking in a city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for every occasion.
오늘 날씨 어떠신가요? 나이트시티의 이번 달 평균 기온이 인체의 안전한 수준을 유지한 것으로 나타났습니다.
The cult hit musical Corporate Wars is back in theaters near you.
Need a push in the right direction? Data terms are free to use in all of Night City. Now available
插入免疫使用武器是不受第二修正案保护的行为。
오렌지 수프 맞아. 영혼을 위한 그 티아치.
다른 운전자를 상대로 총기를 사용하는 경우 수정하고 제2조의 보고를 받을 수 없습니다.
Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat from unlabeled cans.
枪支所有者请注意，使用武器强行超车是违法行为。
Enjoying the weather? Average temperatures this month in Night City have remained within human safety levels.
天气不错嘛，本月也只是平均温度，一直保持在人类舒适范围内。
Need a push in the right direction? Data turns are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the back.
内国のプロパガンダを信じてはいけません。ナイトシティの最新情報は深夜の N54 ニュース。
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
오늘 날씨 어떠신가요? 나이트시티의 안전
完成になってやるだけまだ夫婦の危機を救えるのはミスタースタッドだけ。 Be aware that using firearms against other road users is not protected by the Second Amendment.
街の参加にはピストル、放電やライフル、ミリ的制限があらゆる場面であなたを守ります。
Don't be fooled by foreign propaganda. You get the latest, trusted scoop on Night City, only on N54 News.
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
NCPD の管轄外エリアを立ち入る際は常に防弾ベストの着用を推奨します。
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
所以建议怀有武器疾病的朋友留在室内。
오렌지 수프 맞아. 영혼을 위한 그 티아치.
Cannot target
산성미가 내릴 경우 호흡기 질환이 있으신 분들은 야외 활동을 자제해 주시기 바랍니다.
Where there's smoke, there's violence.
Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat from unlabeled cans.
If you suspect any rogue AI activity, call the NetWatch hotline.
A pistol for walking in the city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for every occasion. Enjoy average temperatures in that city have remained within human safety levels.
다른 운전자들은 총기를 사용하는 경우 수정하고 제2조의 보호를 받을 수 없습니다.
분노, 경로, 학살, 스루, 본능을 따라서.
Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat from unlabeled cans.
全世界のサイバーウェアは神経系を傷つける恐れがあります。インプラントは常に最新モデルを使いましょう。
Enjoy average temperatures this month in that city have remained within human safety levels.
今日空气污染达到紫色预警级别，建议年长人民不要前往户外。
A pistol for walking in the city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for every occasion.
총기를 보유하신 분들에게 알려드립니다. 추월을 위한 총기 사용은 불법이니 주의해 주시기 바랍니다.
Need a push in the right direction? Data charts are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the bathroom. Need a push in the right direction? Data charts are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the bathroom.
他の走行車両に対する準備 奨される行為ではありません。
Don't be fooled by foreign propaganda.
Mix it up with romantic only on signature romantic flavors of the mix.
车车只注意，在非指定区域停车可能会遭遇盗窃或电子攻击。
A pistol for walking in the city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Militech. Protection for every occasion.
本日の大気汚染度は紫です。高齢者の方はなるべく建物から出ないでください。
Be aware that using firearms against other road users is not protected by the Second Amendment.
今日空气污染达到紫色预警级别，建议年长邻里不要前往户外。
오렌지 소스 빠져지 영혼을 위한 티아치
오늘 공기오염 경보는 자주책입니다. 노약자 여러분, 야외 활동을 자제하시기 바랍니다.
In the event of acid rain, those with respiratory issues are advised to remain indoors.
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
나이트 시스템을 통해서 알려드립니다. 허쉬 커플은 NCPD 관할 지역에 속하지 않습니다. 이유를 막론하고 허쉬 스타일은 출입하지 마시기 바랍니다.
Need a push in the right direction? Data charts are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the bathroom.
《枪支所有者警惕：使用武器强行超车是违法行为。
Can a heart explode out of love? The cult-hit musical Corporate Wars is back in theaters near you.
At all foods, nature comes first. From the very first stages of food production, we bring bioquality that even Mother Nature can do. Try out our freshly developed ingredients and let your tongue be made. All foods.
오늘 날씨 어떠신가요? 나이트시티의 이번 달 평균 기온이 인체의 안전한 수준을 유지한 것으로 나타났습니다.
Organic food continues to be a major cause of obesity. Do not eat from unhealthy cans.
天气不错嘛，本月夜之城平均温度一直保持在人类舒适范围内。
When the smoke is large, when you need a deep
오늘 날씨 어떠신가요? 나이트 시대의 이번 달 평균 기온이 인체의 안전한 수준을 유지하는 것으로 나타났습니다.
Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat from unlabeled cans.
车主请注意，在非指定区域停车可能会遭遇盗窃或电子阻击。
A system for walking in the city or a right for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for everyday vehicles.
街の散歩には気づかず、大手にはない。ミリテク製品はあらゆる場面であなたを守る。